Welcome to day 29, the Senate media briefing, and we've had a really good discussion on the floor. Moved some Senate bills today, so we're moving through a few. One of those was a resolution that maybe we'll get some questions on, so open it up for questions.
Senator Vickers, how likely do you think it is that the convention will be called?
That's a really good question, because there's been other efforts, balanced budget. That one had a lot of momentum and then it kind of stalled. This one has a lot of momentum right now, so we'll see over the course of this legislative season and then maybe next and see where that's at. At the end of the day, those are challenges. It's almost comical to me to see how people react to it. I wonder oftentimes if they really think that the world is going to end if we call for a convention and address federal issues. Specifically to answer your question, it's probably a long shot, realistically. It's probably a long shot, but at the same token, it's a tool that we need to move forward and give a shot. If nothing else, get the attention of those people in Washington that are representing us and say, hey, listen, we're serious about taking care of important issues like balancing the budget, if they had a budget, and having doing the right things, and taking care of the proper funding and acting in an appropriate way. So,
Yeah.
President Adams, you voted for the resolution. Yes. Anything you'd say about your position?
At the very beginning, we saw 13 colonies come together, and as they ratified the Constitution, the 10th Amendment talked about the sovereignty of states. And I'm pretty passionate about that. I believe that the states are sovereign and that we ought to exercise our rights as states. And we talk about that a lot, but then sometimes when it comes to the fifth, Article 5, there's a question. And, I truly believe that Article 5 was put in the Constitution by our founding fathers for a purpose. It's a very high bar. But what I don't see right now is, even though we believe in the 10th Amendment very strongly, and we hear a lot about it in the state of Utah, we don't see the states coming together to coalesce. We a lot of times as legislators, we'll go to national legislative conferences and we'll have good discussions there, but most of the discussions are not about binding together or coming together as states and trying to encourage the federal government to make good policies. And I see we're lacking that in the United States. I think the original colonies, even though they were maybe not all together coalesced and united, at some point in time they did unite. And I'd like to see our 50 states unite again. And I push on the federal government to and if we can get a constitutional convention, that'd be great. But I believe the dialogue of getting there is just as important as actually the convention itself. So I think it's lacking right now. Okay, that dialogue. Other questions? It was passed by just a couple of votes.
it's always close.
It's
always close.
Senator, any other? Senator Kitchen, any thoughts? You were on the other side.
Yeah, sure.
So,
yeah, that was closer than I expected, to be honest with you. The budget, the deficit, is a huge liability for the American economy and the global economy, for that matter. So it's something that I think we all need to be mindful of. Generally speaking, I'm not in favor of the convention. I look at our Congress right now, and they can't get anything done. And I don't have a whole lot of faith that opening up a convention will result in anything even better than that. It seems to be... from a leverage standpoint, maybe it's a good strategy to try and drive a conversation that needs to happen, and sort of push our Congress to take our concerns seriously. But it seems too big a risk for me at this point.
okay. Anybody else? Comments? Okay. Other questions?
I wanted to get your thoughts on a bill that was recently filed for universal background checks, sponsored by Representative King. Any thoughts on that? It was filed just yesterday.
I'm not aware of the bill. It sounds like Representative King, it's in the House, so Glad to look into it, and not sure exactly what it does, but I'm sure we'll look for it as it comes out of the House.
Okay,
So, but I have no opinion on it right now.
No, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
it would extend to all gun sales and loans as well. He says it would be in response to Laura McCluskey's death.
Anybody aware of it and have an opinion on it?
I haven't read the
Haven't seen
text,
it.
unfortunately.
Did you say gun sales and law and loans?
Like gun loans or
Like
loan loans?
borrowing a gun from a friend.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
What's the
okay.
number?
Oh, I'm not
You
sure.
can
Sorry.
find it.
We'll be
Yeah.
watching for it, so
Yes,
those
we
heads
will.
up always help us.
All right.
We get a lot of beautiful bills from
It's
the
always
House.
nice when you know more than we do. We can ask you questions.
All right, but thanks for the heads up. Anything else? If not, we've got caucus lunch today, so we'll appreciate you being here. Thank you.
What's on the dock today for caucus?
Senator Vickers.
Oh, dang it, you're
I'm
gonna
glad
make
you're
me
here,
go from
'cause they-
memory
they
here.
usually ask me and
Let's
I can't
see.
remember.
We got NCSL, a representative from NCSL is here today. Senator Main is going to come in and discuss a bill on PACs that she has. I can't remember the number. Maybe you remember
Yeah, I
that,
can't
Derek.
remember the
but-
number.
And let's see, we are going to, I don't believe we're not doing an update on the budget today. That'll probably be
Yeah.
Thursday, because the budget directors are still working through that. And that's all I can remember.
I think
right
we'll do
now.
tax
There's-
reform on Thursday too, so I
Yeah.
can't remember what's on it.
Yeah, I think on that one, we're basically just waiting to see what the bill looks like when it comes out of the House, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate you being here. Thanks.
Quiet.